If you're scoring around 4.5 or lower in TOEFL reading or listening, you very likely have this problem. You read the passage or listen to the lecture and you feel like you understood it, but you still pick the wrong answer. Then you check the answer key, you see the correct answer, and you also realize that that answer makes a lot of sense. So now you're thinking, if I understood it, why did I still get fooled? What was wrong? So in this video, I'm going to show you how to check answer choices in a better way so you stop losing points to answers that only feel right at first glance. Before I explain how to do it, let's try one sample together. Here's a passage and a question. Pause the video for a few seconds. Read it, choose your answer, and notice what feels like the right answer to you, and then come back. The correct answer is C. If you hesitated between A, B, and C, that is exactly the point. These answers are designed to confuse you. So here's the exact method I use to unconfuse them. I call it option to story. Don't think about the passage that you just read at all for a moment. Just look at each answer option by itself. We're going to create a story from each answer option, a mini talk, a mini lecture. Do not think about what you just read. Okay? Just ask yourself, if I were a teacher and I had to give a short talk based only on this answer option, what would the talk sound like? A, the string pulling test as a measure of animal reasoning. Okay? All right, here's my talk. There's something called a string pulling test. This is how it's done, and it is a test that helps measure how well animals can reason or think about cause and causality. Some animals can pass this test more easily, like apes. Other animals may not be able to do it as successfully. Blah, 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 blah. So that's my little talk. B, differences in reasoning abilities among animals. Okay, there are different animals with different levels of reasoning ability, right? Some animals, like apes, can figure out things very quickly. Some animals, like bees, are slower. Some can solve certain problems and some cannot. So that's mini talk B. Mini talk C, evidence that reasoning abilities extend beyond primates. Answer option C, evidence that reasoning abilities extend beyond primates. The mini talk might be something like, well, people used to think reasoning abilities only belong to primates, the apes, the chimpanzees, humans, but then more evidence started to appear. Other animals, maybe goldfish, maybe snakes, a lot of other animals also showed that they could have very strong reasoning skill. They actually have some kind of logical thinking. So here are some examples. All right. Answer option D, the connection between brain size and intelligence. The talk might be, okay, some animals seem to be very smart and they seem to have very large brains. So scientists started wondering whether brain size is related to intelligence. And so they started studying the brains of different animals. For example, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So then you compare the structures of the four answer options. Not the exact wording, but the structures. Which one matches the question more? The thing is, when you read just one line of answer options as one compressed line, the meaning is often not very clear. You can get pulled in by one word or emphasize one part of the sentence and then chose A or B instead of C. But once you turn each option into a little talk and then compare the structure, you don't compare whether one single sentence exists, but you compare the structure, then you would naturally choose C. Why did I come up with this method? Why is it so important to use this method? Because after teaching for so many years, after doing a lot of reading questions myself, I realized that even I, or those very proficient speaker of English, still get some questions wrong every once in a while. And it's not always because the passage is difficult. A lot of times it is simply because when we read something for the first time, we naturally have bias. Even in our own native language, we can still interpret a sentence the wrong way when we glance at it for the first time every once in a while. A B2 CFR B2 speaker may have more of this problem, but the point is Everyone has it. So the answer is not to keep blaming yourself for being careless. The answer is to build in a double check. And the double check is not just a simple paraphrase of a sentence. Because when you paraphrase a sentence to another short sentence, you might not change your understanding. But if you inflate it into a full story, your existing assumption will be challenged. If you're taking the new TOEFL 2026 and want extra practice, timing, and scoring guides and updates as we collect more real results, there's a link below this video. Fill out the short form and I'll send them to you. So now, let's try the same thing with the listening example. This time, I'm not going to walk you through it much. Just see if you can use the same method by yourself to clarify which answer option you should choose. So listen to a conversation between a man and a woman.
Did you see the email from the client this morning? They had some concerns they wanted us to look into.
Yes, I forwarded it to our engineer right away. They said they would get back to us shortly.
Good. Apparently they feel our product quality is not holding up as expected. I just hope it doesn't affect their decision on next year's order.
I know. Hopefully it is a minor thing and they can sort it out quickly. In the meantime, why don't you send the client a quick update so they know we are on top of it?
Here's the question and answer options. I want you to pause the video and then try to practice turning each answer option into a mini dialogue between a man and a woman. It can be only 2 or 3 lines. And after that, you compare the structure of each mini dialogue with what you heard. Okay? When you're ready, you can resume this video. We'll show you how we turn them into mini conversations and the answers too. So here are 4 mini dialogues that I created solely based on reading the answer options. I didn't recall what was being said in the conversation. So which one do you think match the original reading the most in terms of structure and logic? The answer is obviously B. So if you're someone who almost always understands a reading passage or a talk in listening, but you still choose the wrong answer quite often, please do practice option to story a lot.